Donald Trump indictment. There are people
What?
who, no, just stay with me for a minute.
All right, let's react to one-on-one with Jon Stewart and what is this? Why Donald Trump became popular in the first place? Oh, dude, he became popular because he was firing people.
You're fired.
And you're gonna want to make sure you watch all the way to the end for a unique take on what's going on in the global economy and in local government.
Donald Trump indictment. There are people
What?
who, no, just stay with me for a minute. So there are people who say, yes, you have to indict him because he has in fact broken the laws. And there are other people who say, this is going to turn him into a martyr. This is his path to redemption.
Sure.
How do you think about it?
Oh, the law should always take into account someone's popularity. I think that's. I mean, what's happened to our country? It's as though you can't even commit financial fraud anymore. You can't inflate the value of your properties when you need a loan and then deflate it with taxes. I mean, the next thing you know, they're going to send you to jail instead of your lawyer and your accountant and your campaign manager and everyone else around you. The idea
Jon
that
Stewart's
someone
brilliant.
may face accountability who's that rich and powerful is outrageous. And this country shouldn't stand for it.
But what if it turns out to be his get out of jail free pass? It's his path to, people will see him as a martyr. He gets heat.
Okay.
You're okay with that?
Is that
He could become president again.
He could become president anyway. Fareed,
Yeah.
we either have the rule of law or we have no rule of law.
This is just gonna be better for him. Literally, this right here just put him back in the media, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's right, Trump's gonna be president again." Watch what happens with Andrew Tate when he comes out of prison. Watch, dude. Andrew Tate, when he gets out of prison, if Andrew Tate doesn't get murdered in prison, like, dude, if they don't Epstein him and put him on the Clinton list, this dude will be the biggest, like, social media star that's ever been. Like, he's gonna come out with vengeance, selling out conferences. Like, he's gonna, like, put male dominance on this pedestal, and everyone's gonna eat it alive. Watch what happens when he gets out. And then Trump's gonna go like, shout out to my boy Andrew Tate for coming out of prison. Those two together, oh, imagine he can pick Tate as his vice president. Oh my God, okay, back to Jon Stewart.
Rule of law does not take into account if that might make you a martyr to somebody. I'd much rather have a conversation. What is the law? What exactly are we saying that he did? His lawyer went to jail for this same situation for a couple of years. So what is the crime? Is it a crime?
There are people who say it's selective prosecution, that this would not...
Everything is selective prosecution. The reason why Donald Trump became popular
That's so valid.
and the reason why these populist movements is that the citizenry have become fed up with the lack of accountability for those in power. We have no accountability in our financial systems. We have no accountability for the bankers. I mean, our Congress trades stocks with information they get making laws.
Dude, Nancy Pelosi's husband has outperformed the top stockbrokers in the nation. He's outperformed the S&P. He's outperformed the Dow. That dude, if you can follow Wall Street Bets, and they just follow his, like, whatever trades he makes, and like that's probably the best investment strategy anyone can ever take, is just follow whatever John Pelosi is doing. Dude, makes you money. What he was alluding to, as far as like everyone's tired of people in power not paying for it, so he just had the big bank collapse, and the big banks basically got over leveraged. So you could imagine, like, if let's just say you're a husband and wife, you have a family, and you started to buy investment properties, and then the renters couldn't pay because there was a widespread cold that decided to cause everybody to be indoors, lose their jobs, and wear masks. And so because of it, they wanted to stimulate the economy, and now renters didn't have to pay their rent. And so you as a family have all these investment properties that no one's paying on, and now you're gonna lose your houses. You cannot call Joe Biden or your local governor or mayor and say, hey, I'm upside down because of these regulations. I need you to, accommodate me for the next few months while my renters start paying. You're gonna lose your house, you're gonna go bankrupt. Now here's another thing. Let's just say you were in the marketplace and you shorted a company and that company exploded, like everyone who shorted Tesla like a dumbass, and Tesla just shot up. If you shorted it and you lose $1 million, you cannot, just like your student loans, file that off in a bankruptcy. You can't, it's impossible. Now the big banks, they made some bad bets. They bought mortgage bonds that had a very low return, and they got over leveraged, and people wanted to take their money out. They ran into liquidity issues, and when they couldn't pay their bills, you're talking billions of dollars, they can just raise their hand, call Daddy Biden, and say, hey, we gone and dropped the ball here, and we need you to bail us out. And then the Federal Reserve goes, yep, you're right. Janet Yellen, yep, you're right. Y'all gone and dropped the ball here. Don't worry about it. We're gonna bail you out. We're gonna give you all this money to solve all your liquidity issues. How's that fair? The common person can't get bailed out that way. They don't have that security. But the big banks, safe, they can invest, they can make bad bets, and they're playing with house money. They don't care. So when you have somebody like Trump or Andrew Tate who goes against the norm, who goes against the government, who goes against what is actually corruption, what is actual corruption, you're gonna get a big following, you're gonna get support. That farmer in Milwaukee, he's over it. He's over getting screwed. So they're gonna go support whoever shows some light to say, I'm here to back you up. I'm here to support you. That's what I'm doing with the Chicano culture. So make sure you subscribe and like.
And they won't stop it because they're the ones in charge of making the law about it. And instead of bringing accountability to the rampant corruption that is surrounds our government and our financial systems, the Supreme Court just changed the definition of corruption. Rather than prosecuting it, rather than holding people accountable, they just
talking about.
How about this? Okay, why don't we just say this?
It was even better than that, was that they said, you politicians, you think that's corruption because you're engaging in it, but we actually don't think it's corruption.
And we're going to tell you, don't worry about it. You can influence peddle as long as you don't explicitly say, by the way, this money is so that I may influence this law specifically, and you have to lay out. Like, that is what has the lack of confidence that people have in the system is, and you even see it throughout the media, even that conversation. Should we not? It's but he's popular, and then it might make him more popular, but not less popular. Did he do something wrong? What was it? Explain that to us. What is the law that he supposedly violated?
Yeah.
What are the ramifications of it? I don't see him ever actually going to jail. I personally don't even care. I just want a system that somehow finds a consistent accountability. Exposing absurdity or exposing hypocrisy. What's the point? The point is that this is a relentless fight. They always talk about, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. But it doesn't bend towards justice by gravity. Like, you have to bend it. Yeah. And there's a bunch of people trying to bend it back. And you use every tool in your arsenal, and none of them will be, the one thing. There is no panacea. It takes, all those different things doing in Washington over these past few years gave me a great understanding of how things actually get done incrementally and sometimes in one fell swoop. But
let's go,
our
Jon
country
Stewart.
is held together by hundreds of really talented legislative aides. Their bosses, many times, are wind-up dolls who really don't know I mean, half of it, if you go down there, especially the Senate, is like an assisted living facility. The intramural sports at the Senate. So, you know, it's held together by these legislative aides that are relentlessly trying to do the right thing, and by the thousands of grassroots activists that are trying to get access.
Okay.
And they're blocked by a moat of lobbyists and moneyed interests
Yep.
that prevent the people in that building from doing the work that best benefits all the people outside of that building.
But presumably the people there who are Republicans, who are conservative Republicans, those aides think they're doing the right thing and they're trying to get across their...
Sure. But they're doing it, they're honest. Look, if you can find honest brokers down there, you can work with them. What I'm saying is that force field around it is made up of not honest
100%.
brokers. It's moneyed interests, it's lobbyists, it's
100%.
people who are weaponizing misinformation and disinformation. And all of those form this, it's the most cloistered
So you
universe.
you found you could deal with very conservative Republicans.
Of course.
Because there was some way to find common ground.
People of good faith. Now, there were huge disagreements about certain things, but when you found someone of good faith, you could always get something done.
Let's go, Jon Stewart. Wow. I mean, first off, why isn't that dude running for office? Jon Stewart? Maybe it's time you take your shot at running for, you know, governor of California would be nice. He makes a great point. Lobbyists run the nation. It's not the politicians, it's the big money interest groups. It's what's in the favor of the guys who are pulling the strings of all the puppets, right? We're all just puppets in this big system. All of us, we all hold a big part of what makes the community work, of what makes this nation so great. And we have the best nation in all of the freaking world. We have the easiest times that's ever existed. At the end of the day, is life fair? Absolutely not. It never has been. The people in power control the money, and the people who control the money and the power control the world. And they control our daily activities. They control what we see. They control what we hear. They control what we like. Just look at anybody who's watching this video and you're looking at me on a phone. Steve Jobs developed the iPhone and changed it forever. Like, now you can't live without this external organ that's attached to your hip at all times. Try going an hour without your phone, you can't. The people who put it there, right, they knew what they were doing, and what do? They develop more and more technology to get you more addicted to your phone, to get you addicted to your computer, to get you addicted to social media. Why are we addicted to social media? Because of all the information we're consuming. The more information we consume, we want it at a faster rate. Why did TikTok blow up? Because it was short form information. It hit our dopamine and serotonin sensories, and boom, we got that little depletion of pleasure. And here we go. Now we're even more addicted to something. And it's going to continue to go and evolve. And as we consume more and more information at light speed, they're just going to be able to control the masses at a greater rate. But hey, I'm all for it, because I can still order warm cookies and cold milk on Uber Eats. And Uber Eats, feel free to sponsor me, because I love your service.